Hello, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are watching us from. You are welcome again to the palace of the Inyi of Angmei Ancient Kingdom. Today, as usual, we have something to discuss that will be of importance, that will be of benefit to everybody. It's something that we use every day, but what we want to discuss this afternoon is what you will use deliberately to help you to achieve a lot. The topic of today's discussion is paradigm and its role in our lives. Paradigm and its role in our lives. Perhaps this is the first time you are hearing that word paradigm. Today we are going to shed more light on what paradigm is and how we can deliberately work with a positive paradigm to help us to achieve our goals and our desires. So you are welcome once more. Again, with us in the studio, we have our distinguished Onyeze, our king, the Inyi tree of ancient Angmei Kingdom, in the person of pharmacist Emeka Egona. You are welcome, Your Highness.
Thank you, comrade, and thank you, viewers and participants.
Okay, and again, we also have one of the finest minds of our time, the Wele of our kingdom, in the person of, please introduce yourself, sir.
Hello viewers, you're welcome to the another episode of today's discussion. Thank you, His Royal Highness, and thank you, the anchor, Engineer Shede. Just keep the date with us. You'll be blessed.
You're welcome. All right, so again, what are we talking about? Like I said, it's on paradigm. We want to know what is paradigm. I checked AI, artificial intelligence, and it's telling me some things about paradigm. So one of the things the AI told me, let me read it a bit. It says a paradigm is a mental framework, a model, a pattern that shapes our thoughts, beliefs, and actions. It's a way of thinking, a perspective, or a set of assumptions that help us understand the world, solve problems, or explain complex phenomena. And towards the end, it says paradigm was popularized by Thomas Kuhn's book, The Structure of Scientific Revolutions, where he described how scientific paradigms change over time as new discoveries and perspectives emerge. I will stop there with the AI, what the AI gave me. Now, like I said, we want to discuss on this topic, paradigms and its role in our lives. How does paradigm affect us? How can we use it? So to set the ball rolling, Your Highness, please, can you tell the audience what is paradigm?
Okay, from my own understanding, paradigm is like a belief, an inner belief, a kind of a program. I call it like a computer program that you have that directs you without knowing that you have such a program. It directs you in what you do and even defines your limits in almost everything you do. You know, if you wake up in the morning by say 4 o'clock, you didn't just start to wake up. It is a belief. There's a belief inside your mind that is dictating that. Paradigm is like, is it a thermostat or something? Like it's someone that detects what you should do at a particular time. You know, it detects what you can do. It detects your capacity to do anything. That's what paradigm. That's why I look at paradigm. And most times it's there. It's a belief that you don't know that it's there that is controlling you. So.
Thank you, Highness. This paradigm, from what you have told us now, is it something that we deliberately accept, or something that was put into us, or how did it come about?
Well, you know, I think we must have come with some, by hereditary. We were born with some certain facilities. But the main time paradigm is formed is between our 0 years, 0 time on earth to like 7 years, 8 years, and then continuously. But in the meantime, our brain is like open. Anything that comes in becomes a program. Is between 0 years to like 7 years. Then from 7 years upwards, our analytical mind begins to grow, that begin to develop, that will now make it difficult for beliefs to be established. So paradigms are forms, that social things that are created by the environment, by our parents, by our friends, by our school system, by our by church, by mosque, by religious associations,
and maybe social media
and everything. Also, that's the way paradigms are formed. But sometimes some people come with some disposition.
Okay.
You know, some people. There are some people naturally, if they are born in a particular time in the year, they behave in a particular way.
Okay.
They behave in a particular way. They have certain things they like. So it predisposes them to certain behaviors.
Okay. Thank you, Your Highness. Owele,
Yes,
we are talking about paradigm, and by way of definition and introduction, can you throw in one or two concerning what paradigm is?
Yes, Engineer, thank you so much, Christian. And viewers, you're welcome to the program once again. I think paradigm is a complex, has complex definition from the AI has described its own. There's another example too where we see that is a model.
Okay.
It's an example, a typical example of a certain system. For instance, you can say this is a society's paradigm of a woman, of a beautiful woman. You can say that somebody, the way he collects money, is a typical paradigm of greed. It's a form of paradigm in that sense too. This paradigm can capture intrinsic or ambient existences. It might not be there, but it's there.
So are we saying that paradigm is just a set of beliefs? Is that all?
I say it's a typical example. What society notices that it's a typical example of something, an epitome, in that sense.
Okay.
So you see that with respect to what we are discussing today, paradigm and how it affects your rules. Somebody can see a typical something example as a paradigm, as a model, what you follow. Those things will now start affecting you. You can see something on TV and you like the person. You have not even said that this person is my model, but within you are laughing. Why do you follow people? Some people have 1 million followers, 2 million followers. They are models of behaviors, paradigm in a way of those people, what they expect, who they look up to. This is what is captured. So it affects them, it helps them to either attempt to be like that person. So it's a force, it's a kind of spiritual force, as Israel has said. It's there.
So what you from what you said and what you said, Highness has said, is it that like what you are saying now is that each and everybody on this earth has a paradigm?
Yes, definitely. It's a program because all of us, we are like our brain is like the hardware, while our mind is like the gross software. But the individual softwares in that mind is called paradigm. Paradigm are the things that get the cells of our body to work in a particular way. It gets us to behave in a particular way. Like as I'm talking, I'm just not talking. The way I talk was set by my paradigm that sets it. The way I look at life, the way, like I was talking to my daughter yesterday, I said that since after my son's death, I developed a capacity to read more, a longer period, stay alone for a longer period. There was a paradigm shift, in me that makes me to see the world from a different point of view. So paradigm is a individual belief system that contribute to the way we handle things that are in our minds.
So from what you are saying now, paradigm, everybody has a paradigm.
Everybody must have a paradigm. If you don't have a paradigm, then you'll not be able to do
okay. So by extension, is it possible for a community to have a paradigm?
Yes, this is a very important question. They usually say, these people behave this way.
Yes, like the Igbo people, the
Igbo
Yoruba
people,
people, the Hausa.
Because and when you look at, if you meet an Igbo man, the way he pursues things are different from the way, you know, some other person pursues things. I think that there could be a community or even a national, ethnic nationality paradigm. And it's a social thing, it's socially engineered. It's socially engineered, and it could still be geographical too. It could still be geographical too because, you know, we are like malleable, you know,
Since it has to do with human beings
Yes.
and their set of beliefs,
Yes.
so a community can have a paradigm,
Yes.
the generally accepted way of thinking. So could it be what sets the tone for people to have cultural definitions? Like in our place now, we have what is called something coming up, a festival coming up called Mbomuzo. So could it be that paradigm at one time set?
Well, you can say paradigm is like like Owole says, is a complex thing. You know, but you know, culture has to do with the belief system. Each place is one part of it is paradigm. It has to do with the way people do things, how they understand nature, and how they understand maybe the creator, and how they relate with the creator, and how they relate to one another, and the environment. You know, those are things that make up our culture. It's a total way of how we relate with these things, approach, and make our living with and through them.
So that means if paradigm is a set of belief or mental arrangement of an individual, so that means we can have a set of positive paradigm and negative paradigm. Negative in the sense that because some people say there's nothing positive, nothing is good or bad. It depends on how you define it to you. But we know that once something is positive, it brings kind of joy. When something feels negative, we know that this thing is not bringing joy. So that means there's positive and negative paradigm.
Yes, definitely. There is positive and negative paradigm.
That's why we have a shift in paradigm.
That's when a shift is necessary, right?
No, that's why you hear a shift in paradigm.
Okay.
That means a certain paradigm. Paradigm, take it as a sum totality of everything, both spiritual and physical. So it exists, and I'm telling you, the society sees it and captures it. When you capture it, they describe it, they define it. So as a certain situation, as a certain existence, a place or a community can be progressive based on certain things they are doing. Based on climate can help you progress. Your environment.
Climate.
Wait, that's what I'm trying to capture everything. Your climate, your geography, the people around, the educational system of the place, even the commerce, everything, the industrialization, all these are captured in a paradigm. If all of this, some totality of everything exists, gives you a positive result, now say it's a positive paradigm.
So Nigeria as a country now has a paradigm.
Yes, look at the paradigm is changing. In Nigeria, at times you have some totality can be balanced, half here or half here. That's why I say paradigm is a sum totality of everything. You can have it 50 negative and 50 positive. It's a spiritual thing.
So but what you want is to be like 90%, 100%
now,
positive.
if you aspire to be great, to get it 90%, you now work towards it. If you have challenges from things you can't help, like elements of nature, you now work how to harness and make it turn it, just turn it into a finance that can help your
yes, to pick up
community.
from what Owole is saying. You know, the way God made us, we are created in the image and likeness of God. It means that we are created in the potentials, to use the potential God has left in us. We are created with the capabilities of God. You know, the limitations that we have is defined by the paradigm we have. So we don't have any limitations as to use the resources God has given us to help ourselves. That limitation is the limitation of the paradigm. So if we know that the paradigm we have, and most times you don't know you have a paradigm, but if you're conscious about it and you learn about it and you know the paradigms that are not good for you, you can change the paradigm. You can change your paradigm. And when you change your paradigm, you will now develop the capacity to be able to achieve those things that you think have been difficult for you.
Wow.
That is what I think where this study about paradigm is very important. Most of the limitations we have, you see some people are limited. You know, they just think about what they want to go and do. They don't have the strength to do it. They say, now what? Now leave this to tomorrow now.
Okay.
You understand? And they won't know it is a paradigm that is, you know, making them to procrastinate those things.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but when they know that it is a program, and most times, you know, paradigm defines everything. It defines your self-concept. What do you think about yourself? Your self-image. It makes you to know who you are. But without, there's a way somebody may be telling you now about your sharp.
Okay.
But deep down, there is your mind. You're saying, no, I'm not sharp, because you're comparing yourself with other people. And then when you're telling yourself you're not sharp, that is your paradigm.
Wow.
And it is going to limit whatever you're going to produce.
Wow.
It is going to limit whatever you can do. It will limit your ability to read and understand. So, but when you know how that your life is limited to the paradigm you have, and you know how to change it, you just started.
Your Highness, you have just mentioned or delved into something, a question that I wanted to ask afterwards, and that is how, in the simplest form, how can somebody who was doing badly, okay, you know, suddenly start doing good? I guess it's because of there's a paradigm shift somewhere. So, what is the basic step for somebody who, for instance, maybe is not doing well academically, or maybe this child is not doing fine? It's a two-way question, but the first one is, before you answer the other one, can somebody help an individual to change his or her paradigm?
Yes, the person can change the paradigm. Well, sometimes you will even change paradigm without knowing.
Okay.
You can change a paradigm without knowing. Like I was discussing with my daughter this morning, I was just looking at the programs they have in the churches.
Okay.
And I see that, you see sometimes in the churches, people come out, they keep clapping their hands, they keep singing, and they will get excited with what they're doing. That process of getting excitement is a process of changing paradigm. Assuming there is a goal, you have a paradigm you don't want, you don't like.
Okay.
You have written that, oh, this paradigm, I want to change it. And then the preacher is making you, have made you to understand that.
Okay.
I makes you, psych you up to a level, and then you start dancing and singing, and you're thinking that you have already changed it, and you get emotional about it. You begin to establish contact with your subconscious mind to change that paradigm. That is one of the ways to change paradigms. That is one of the ways to change paradigm. And that is one of the ways too to change paradigm without even knowing. That's some of these people who go to churches every time, get involved in all these programs, or see films that, when you watch, like Ole was talking about modeling. Okay. You see your model, you picture him, you follow him, your paradigm will be shifted without you knowing. But where the key is that knowing that your life is controlled by paradigm and that you can change your paradigm. In that state, you now follow a certain procedure. The procedure is you redefine your self-concept, redefine your image. You know who you are now. You now know who you are now. You know who you want to be.
Okay.
You now write, this is what I want to be.
Okay.
You now write it as if you're already there. You can write it as you write an affirmation, as if you're already that you want to be. You can, construct a little scene or an imaginary art. You can, like kind of video of already that you are that person, and begin to see yourself, people congratulating you that you're already that person. Then you can now begin to sleep on it. You can sleep on it. You can begin to live.
Keep thinking about it.
Thinking about it every time. Keep using in affirmation. Keep visualizing yourself in that way. Keep acting as if you have already become that. You understand? When you try to keep acting as already you become that, you can have a partner. What they call it?
Maybe accountability
partner. A partner that you tell the partner that this is what you're struggling. So the partner will always be helping you to achieve that. Assuming you're a type that not been reading. Okay. You want to start to read. You can have a partner you'll be reading with. Okay. That partner would make you every day. You remember to read. You know, I post something every day.
Okay.
I post those things every day because I see that maybe some people can still begin to read it. And then when they start to read it, like up to 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 month, it will shift their paradigm.
It will shift their belief system.
Their belief
the way
system, and they will now begin to act. That's some of the ways to change your paradigm. One is that some people change it without knowing, unconsciously, without knowing. As you relate to people, your friends or something, people are just talking about playing your draft or something, you're shifting your paradigm without knowing. You can go to church without, you are changing your paradigm without knowing. You can go to where they smoke, where they, follow women, all those things, drink.
Paradigm can also shift.
It shifts.
If I am
chasing women.
Anything
Yes,
you do is paradigm.
it can shift from chasing women. It can shift from being not an alcoholic, become an alcoholic. And then it shift, and then your results will now be showing who you are. So, and then it will destroy.
Yes, wonderful.
Yes, I want to add.
Okay, before I know that there's something great you want to say now, but as you are saying it, how is the paradigm connected to the subconscious mind? Because His Highness just mentioned subconscious mind while he was
okay. Fine. Let me say what I want to say before I answer.
before you forget.
You are talking about how somebody can help others to change the paradigm.
Yes.
I was just watching Facebook today. Shakoni, the basketball
Shakunle, okay.
was giving an interview. He said, "I go out and I make 100 million. I go out and I make $80 million. But my mother talked to me. I said, there's no doctor in the family. So why can't you do something?" And he said, "I don't want to let my mother down." And before you know it, I took a degree. And now he's a doctorate degree holder. So he showed the picture where he posted his graduation picture.
Wow.
He said, "I'm no longer only Shark Star. I'm now a doctor."
A doctor.
A doctor. He connected it with Shark Star and doctor. You don't call him a doctor now.
So it's like he has a PhD or
yeah, he's a PhD
or
holder
medical
now.
doctor.
A basketball player. You know him, right?
Shaquille O'Neal.
So his mother talking to him helped him change his paradigm somehow.
Wow.
And listening,
wow. So
that's how paradigm can help change the next person.
Okay,
So by
that's
talking
how
to
somebody can help.
your influence, people have influences. You have influencers in the society. They can influence the paradigm.
Okay.
One person can come to Amini now and talk to. I was talking to the chairman of the Bonzo committee.
Okay.
After meeting him, I told him that I will organize a town hall where he will come and talk to people. He said he will. If he comes and deliver a lecture, it can change the paradigm of even one or two somebody, and that person may benefit from it. So that's how in relation to what you're saying, in subconscious, you have seen that the lecture is going to deliver will enter somebody's subconscious. Once it captures and picks there, somebody will be seeing a certain picture. And when you see a picture of where you're going or focus, you won't even know what you're doing until you arrive there. The picture will come to a force, and the force will make you do things. You'll be guided. There's one place I attended one time. He told me that once you are ready, the master will appear.
It's a Chinese football.
Yeah.
When the students are ready, the teacher will show.
Once you are ready in anything, you get what you want. It's like just say, "Seek, you shall find." It's not an ordinary statement.
Okay. So
Not an issue be open unto you. It's subconscious. This world is in totality.
Can we use prayer to change paradigm of somebody or a community?
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, people
Prayer to God.
prayer to God. Like what you're saying, paradigm is the place of paradigm is the subconscious.
Yeah.
It's not the conscious mind, it's the
Okay.
subconscious. That is the place of paradigm. So prayer is the starting point of everything.
Okay.
You see, the thing I described to you on how to change your paradigm is an aspect of prayer.
Okay.
Prayer is trying to, capture or create what you want with your conscious mind. Prayer is putting on steps of pitch to make sure that the thing that you want gets into your subconscious mind.
Okay.
That is prayer. So with prayer, you can change your conscious mind. Like what he said, the man, the basketball player, I don't know his name. So he didn't just do it. When the mother told him that, what the mother told him became like a program in his conscious mind first.
Okay.
And with maybe visualization, with continuous looking at it, hoping that he's going to get there, it entered into the subconscious mind. And those processes, those things that he did, transforming that his idea, the idea of his mother, the dream of his mother, into his subconscious mind is what I call prayer.
But it's like Shakil must have had that belief that he can achieve a PhD degree, because somebody can say, I know I can't do it.
Yes,
what moved him was he doesn't want to let his mother.
Yes, what he tried to say now is that he had a paradigm that made him to accept that challenge.
Yes.
You know what
Yes.
He had a paradigm that made him to accept that challenge.
Yes.
So I agree with you.
Something
He had
supports
that move.
Yeah.
So it is possible that the way he was brought up,
Okay.
in the way he was brought up, and it's possible that the way he even came into the world, the time he came into the world, we don't even know where to start. It's only God that knows where to start.
Yeah.
We don't know even the day. Maybe
the paradigm blacks face in America.
Yeah.
That was what moved him most. He said now he goes to a ceremony and one white man was calling him doctor. So that he said he didn't know that somebody could call him doctor. So that then alone, doctor moved him, was so important for him because of the way they were treated in the period.
Wow. So that means anybody can achieve anything anytime.
Yes.
Just about believe and change your paradigm.
Yes. Believe and changing the paradigm. Now that's why we're interested. That's why we are coming up every week to discuss. I know these things are available in social media platforms.
Yes.
Discussions about paradigm, discussions about the mind and everything. But sometimes when I hear my own people discussing about certain things like that, I understand it better.
Okay.
Because they are being able to, the way they phrase their own ideas could be easily understood by us.
Yeah.
That is why it is, we want to make sure that we get our people to understand these things. When we get, that's the foundation.
What we are doing now is changing the paradigm.
The paradigm.
Yeah.
Get our people to understand it, get our people to be interested, get our people to know these are the things that to become a success is not rocket science. It's not rocket science. It's not something that is difficult.
Okay.
And is able to know the fundamentals of life.
Okay.
Like I discussed with somebody yesterday. When you have you have paradigm that you don't like, then you have self-talk that enforces or reinforces that paradigm you don't like. And then you're struggling to change to a new paradigm. It becomes difficult. And maybe you try it, you don't know. So if you know that your self-talk, every time you're talking things that are not helping you to move forward,
Okay.
these things are not helping you, you know it, you are conscious about it, it will not make you change. Sometimes, we are tempted, we like, when we meet, like in our platforms, for instance,
To confirm, to say what others are
you
saying.
can
so
tag
that
people, you
that-
want to
okay.
criticize people, you want to do this in WhatsApp platform. Most times I look at those things as waste of our resources, waste of our time, our mind resources.
Okay.
Because, as you're trying to criticize somebody, as trying to find fault in everything everybody does, you are reinforcing those beliefs, those negative beliefs in you.
Oh.
And it's not going to give our community anything. It's not going to give our community, and that is your paradigm. That is going to limit you. It will always be being interested in criticism. Because it's superior, you have a superior paradigm to create new thing.
So
To create a new thing, to bring up a new platform, to bring up a new idea on how to develop it's more difficult. But it is easier to criticize whatever anybody has brought.
okay. So
It's very easy.
Your Highness.
So those are paradigms too.
So, Your Highness, now, like the essence of this interview discussion is to how to help us to understand ourselves better and how to know what to do to change paradigms and taking steps to make our lives better. So, who is it? Please tell us what, like you mentioned it before. I want you to say it again, but maybe now in a more briefer, clearer, simpler mode. How can, for instance, let me take myself for instance now. I want to go for my master's, and I looked at my finances. I feel that the money I may not do this master because of financial constraint, or because I believe that I have the mental capacity to go for the masters. There's people, I'm just using myself as an example, there are people I'm also telling their story right now. What will be your advice to me or to somebody like me that wants to achieve something, but right now, physically looking at things, this person is limited, but he believes that he can do it. So is it that the first thing is for one to believe? And is it, if one now believes, what are the steps one can take to move from point A to point B, then point C?
Yes. You know, the first step, like we said, prayer,
Okay.
is understanding. You know, the Bible said all things that pertain to life and godliness have been given to us in heavenly places. Everything. So the thought, the idea of having a master's degree is already given. That you have a master's degree given to you in heavenly places. The Bible says you get it through Christ Jesus, belief in Christ Jesus. That is one step, and I think it's a total step. The first step is to believe that you will have it. Believe that it's already given.
Okay.
And then every day you keep seeing yourself having that master's degree.
Okay.
Every day you see yourself in the morning, you see yourself in the evening, every time of the day you see yourself.
Okay.
Then you can now look at what do I want to study in the master's degree?
Okay.
You look at it, how long, what resources do you think is going to take you?
Okay.
Yeah. You look at it, you look at those things. What are the available schools? By the time you get yourself through all those things, you will begin to see where to start.
Okay.
You begin to see where to start. But usually what I have studied, what I have learned is that how to achieve that master's degree is the work of God.
Okay.
Your own is to determine what you want. Your own is to continue to focus on what you want. The problem that we always have is that we focus on the how. And when you focus on the how, you lose power. Then you begin to have
Obstructions
that will come from you.
Okay.
You just need to speak things that will be against you to us achieving that.
Okay.
That's our first thing is that get clear, like the Bible says. It says write it down so that as the bird fly, they fly with it. Get very clear about what you want. The master's degree you want, in what area and everything you want to do it. You get clear and then see yourself already gotten it.
Okay.
When you see yourself that you have already gotten it, you always keep seeing yourself like that. You keep seeing yourself
And
like
after
that.
some time, you start feeling like that.
You keep feeling like that. You keep visualizing yourself as seeing it, and then keep doing your little work, your little things towards
knowing
it.
that you are going to achieve
it.
Wow.
So you see that everything will change. Everything will change to deliver it unto you. When you are, because from all I have studied, the Hermetic principles, it has made me to know that everything that is externalized, everything that is happening around me will first happen inside me. So I have to first convince myself that I have achieved it. When I first convince myself and believe in my heart that I have achieved it, I will see that it's going to manifest.
Willie, thank you, Your Highness. Willie, please.
Yes.
A mother is worried about the character that her daughter is exhibiting, and she knows that if nothing is done, this daughter is going to go in the wrong direction. And as a matter of fact, she's now behaving in a bad way, keeping bad friends. Some of are even smoking, and it's worrying the parents. And from what we discussed now, this child was behaving normal, okay, until maybe the child went to higher institution or get involved in one or two things, and the child has changed. How can a mother or a parent or a caregiver or anybody help with the thought we are discussing now, help to change that child or bring that child to the pathway of rightness?
Thank you so much for that question. And with respect to what we are discussing, I said paradigm is the totality of everything. The society played a part in making that person change. She wasn't the person. She wasn't like that before.
Yes, she wasn't.
There are things that are changing in the society. So there are things that the paradigm, the effort you need to use to change it may be higher based on what has changed. So with respect to what you talked about, you do your own part. The most important thing is the subconscious, the mind of the girl.
So how would the mother?
That's what I'm saying. Your own part is to one, as we said, positivity.
Okay.
You are positive that you will be able to convince her.
Okay.
That conviction alone,
Okay.
there are things you won't even know what will be happening. So far as you are convinced that you can do it, that conviction alone can make you to continue, put more effort than before, like somebody that is not convinced.
Okay.
If she's convinced that somehow this person was not formally like this, and I believe I can convince her, there are things she'll be doing, her character, her love. There are things that make that girl change.
Okay.
If you change those things, she will come back.
So,
her conviction.
But without talking to her, can you prayerfully, as some people will say, without
The
even
prayer
talking?
without good words is there. That's what is written in the Bible.
But let's assume
There must
the
be
daughter is not within communication range.
It's
But
outside your contact. Then you want to.
Well,
No, when you're talking about magic.
No, it's not true. This thing is that I don't believe it. You know, we are the world. We are all in the same the sea of life. We are all connected, and for the fact that that person is your child,
okay,
you are connected with that child
spiritually,
spiritually.
yeah.
Yeah. So if you're able to call, if you're able to have a picture of what you want that girl to be,
Okay.
without contact with that girl,
Okay.
you're able to have that and establish it in your mind and keep saying it, keep seeing it, will affect her life.
Okay.
I've read a lot of things like that.
Wow.
You will change her life.
Turning point.
And you,
Okay.
you will change your life. You know, there was this experiment they did in 1880 something.
Okay.
Before the world did not know, the scientific world did not know that there's no empty space.
Okay.
Yeah. Before, you know, they felt that there's
Yeah,
empty
was flat.
was flat and there's empty space. There is empty space. But now you found out that we are all connected. There is a matrix that connects all of us.
Wow.
So that even as we are here talking, we can affect the world. We can affect me.
Okay. Can affect Nigeria
Without even going out. You know some people who criticize religion. Who criticize religion say the religious people are encouraging these people not to walk, not to do that. Then I think maybe they are overdoing it, but they are not completely correct. The issue is, if you understand, because Jesus said, or the Bible says, all things that pertain to life and godliness have been given to us in heavenly places in Christ Jesus. It didn't say you're going to do anything to get it. It is your belief that changes everything. And Jesus said, when you believe, you can move mountain. He said, you said this mountain move, and the mountain will move.
Yes.
So with the woman changing about how she sees her daughter,
Okay.
her daughter will change.
Wow, that's powerful.
Yeah.
And it's not magic.
No, it's not magic. It's science. They used to call it woo-woo, but now they have started. The scientific community has started understanding and accepting it.
Wow.
Before, you know, these things we talk about, people paying attention, focus, and keep repeating something.
Yeah.
Before the scientific community did not support it. But you know, there was this book that was published last year or so by one professor of a neurosurgeon.
Okay.
He published a book that he called Mind Magic. It was in that book that he was describing how the brain does everything. He says it's the brain that does it. He said, in that book, he said the universe owns you nothing and does not give you anything. And it is your brain.
It is what you tell the universe that
it's your brain. What you focus on is the result you have. So when you have a child that has a problem, you may not even confront the child. You begin to have a different picture about who you think that child is. You see the child will change.
So, and by extension, you are saying that if you want to change somebody's, you want to change your financial status, or somebody's financial status, it's the same thing is applicable.
It's the same system. It's the same system.
Wow.
You know that? It's the same system. You know, everything is
Connected.
Everything is connected.
Wow, this is powerful. Viewers, this is wonderful. It's mind-blowing. You can't exhaust everything, but the little we have spoken about, if put into use, can change the situation. Like I said the last time we were here, I said soon we are going to have a challenge to practicalize all these things we are talking about, so that you know that it's not just about talking and talking. It's about using what you have said to change, to achieve results. Now, as we are about to round up this episode, what are the take of this episode? What are the high points of this episode? One, we discovered that paradigm is a set of beliefs. How, and these beliefs came to you maybe as we are growing up, even some from the womb, as I've heard somebody mention. But just like somebody said, whatever happened to you when you were in the womb till a particular age, you can say it's not your fault. But once you get to a particular age, as long as you can reason what I'm saying now, you have responsibility towards yourself. So make use of what our Highness has said, what Owele has said, what you have discussed here, to change that situation that may be bothering you, or you want to improve on yourself. Use these things we have discussed about what you've had to make a change. If you have any question, please do not hesitate to drop it in the comment section. Some people are rich, some people are wealthy. Even as you are watching now, if you feel you don't have any issue, but just in case anything you want to change and it's not covered in what has been said here, drop a comment section and subscribe to this channel, so that anytime we upload an important topic like this, you will get the notification, and turn on your notification icon, your bell, so that you will be notified, because this is important. That is what God wants us to be aware of who we are, to make things better. Not that to be hearing of people killing and selling and corruption here and there, negative pattern, and the thing will continue to increase if nothing is done. So, audience and viewers at home, thank you for viewing this, and we hope that you will make use of what you've had today. So, from our king, our Highness, what's the party word before we say goodbye?
Well, you have said it all. What you have said is that it is in your hands to determine how far you want to go. Your paradigm was on its set, maybe when some of them, when you didn't know. Then try to look at yourself and see what is holding you, and then you can now start to see what you can do to change it.
Owele.
Yes, to our viewers, we have condensed what we have said today. Make use of what we have said. I think from what you learned from our anchor and from His Royal Highness, I think keep a date with us. See you next time. Special regards.
All right. See you till next time.